The return of this thin white puke spouting shit into gamers' ears. The return of this thin white puke spouting shit into gamers' ears. The return of this thin white puke. I really hate this game.
Where are you going, Josh?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak.
L-E-E-K.
L-E-A-K.
Oh,
Tickets,
Jason loses
please.
points for spelling.
Oh, hi.
I should have asked for the
That's a standard
for the origin of the word.
Don't you have a senior
That's what you always do in a spelling
huh?
bee.
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is
Oh my
perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're
Wait
a
a
funny
minute.
old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
He doesn't see the need to be thrifty? She's not really Scottish at all! We're the most spendthrift nation in the world!
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs.
It's
and
a miserable place
lovely
any
view
time of the
from
year.
castle.
I'm Scottish and I can admit my homeland's a bog.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
The most famous part of Scotland, Scotland Yard, isn't actually even in Scotland.
Pardon me? She must be deaf.
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
I can't remember how to do this accent. Probably because every other time you see me in the game, I'm talking like a snack. Oh crap, I gave away my identity.
Do you know Stirling well?
Yes, I do.
We were
Is
in
that
ISIS
where
together.
You two lovebirds about.
Yeah, we...
It's one of the places we thought we'd see on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place.
I heard they filmed
But we are
Monty
not really
Python
interested in
there.
history, are we, George?
no.
It all seems like yesterday, though you weren't alive. Panopticon de Trongate, Glasgow, 1935. In the name of the wee man, here comes funny Clive. God, it makes you glad to be alive.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
Is she referencing the game we're playing? Hold on, is this like the end of Kurt Vonnegut's Breakfast of Champions and it turns out that Khan this entire time is actually the guy that created the game, living in the work that he created, fully aware that he is a character and the author at the same time? If so, fuck this game. Read that book instead.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
Uh-oh.
No, I
The
never met
universe's
him.
logic is
George
imploding
is a
on
great
itself.
fan of these, though.
Jason, I think this entire game has been a holodeck program. I'm just saying, too many coincidences are popping up.
Is there a church called St.
Reusing
Ninian in Stirling?
characters.
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
Do you think that maybe that Professor Moriarty's gonna come busting in, breaking the fourth wall, realizing he's just a program?
Does the name Merlin mean anything to you?
Merlin, a master of illusions. Oh, you said Merlin? Then no, nothing.
Here's a plot hole. So he's flown to what, two or three other countries at this point, right?
Yeah.
And he was able to take like a large sewer key, anthrax-looking plaster, and all that different stuff, right? He can take all that.
A tissue he looked like he ejaculated in.
Right. He can take all those on a plane trip, but a train ride, no sir.
Trains have crazy security ever since those true trains hit the World Trade Center. Oh wait, that also doesn't make sense anachronistically either. I just realized something. If this is a holodeck program, he's nervous around women, bad sense of humor, yet fancies himself all these amazing jobs which he does not have the technical aptitude to ever achieve in his real life. We're playing as Reginald Barclay from Star Trek Next Generation, who also happens to be my favorite character. I like George a lot more now.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Yep.
And I'm going to cut
That's
it
a
off.
nose with a history, all right.
So you said.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, I do. A young friend of mine shook my hand with one just the other day.
Jesus Christ!
Well, that's outrageous. He should be shot.
Perhaps.
Shoot him right now! If this is where the game ends, game of the year!
I'm sorry that you've been zapped by one of these things.
You shouldn't be.
Well, let's go take that pisser.
Can't you sit still, George?
I still haven't pissed!
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
Racism. Accurate, but still racist. Let's go get a nice blood pudding.
How come she can't get up and get her own food?
Why does this train have a referee? Okay, guys, I want a nice, solid, technical ride now. No funny business. Did they make the murder on the Orient Express like an actual game now? The first one to murder this douchebag gets 1,000 points.
I'll tell you what this train is. It's the most, with all these walls and doors, it's the most elaborate Windjammers room. Like, just think of all the bank shots you could do.
Oh, man. Now you want me
I
playing
didn't wanna wake
Windjammers.
him. To be frank, without a cold water hose, I didn't think I could wake him. Hi, having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. What's company?
You better hope he doesn't
breath,
throw a
like
flag,
out-
or the train has to go all the way back to the last station
My mate,
and come
he's taking
back.
a nap, sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? What the fuck did you just say to me? Some of my best friends are nivers. Sorry, folks, I had to make that joke.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Right, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs, too, by the looks of you. Would you like a red nose?
No thanks, pal. I got one of my own.
Have you
we're
ever
talking
seen
to
this
Rudolph.
man before?
Aye, man. He's chalky white, and I claim my 10 quid, like.
No, he's an international assassin, and he goes by the name Khan.
He's also in the next
Aye,
train compartment,
man,
dressed
I
like a
was
Scottish
close,
woman.
You know?
Do you know what this is?
No, man, what is it?
It's a hand buzzer.
You won't catch me out with that, pal.
If I'd wanted to catch you out, I wouldn't have shown it to you, would I?
Well, maybe it's his mate, pal. Like a clever double bluff, you know?
So,
See you later.
this game has now effectively made fun of who? French, Irish, Scottish,
English,
English,
Americans,
Americans, and subversively it has, but also Syrians.
and Syria.
I just gotta say, great restraint for not making fun of Indian people. You really, unless they're gonna cram a bunch at the end of the train car at the end. Okay, it's a dirty room. That's great.
What was with all the pointless conversations we had with the ref? It in no way furthered our progress.
Uh-oh.
No. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well,
Shit, we're on a train. This is Zenda
Hey,
Man.
Buster. This is a no-smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer.
So all the characters just happen to be on this train? This really is the
door
fucking
was
holodeck. This is the train that just won't stop, and it's making the Enterprise speed up rapidly. I can't remember how did they solve that at the end of that episode, Jason?
I don't know.
I can't remember. What did they do?
The door was locked.
Did they turn the holodeck off?
No.
I really didn't...
Shit. All I know is the guy from The Big Lebowski was in that episode.
I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sword of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
What?
What? Little rash there, buddy. You spent a total of like 40 minutes with her.
You also realize she completely detests you. Maybe he thinks this is his one shot.
I mean, she hates George so much that she's willing to hook up with the French equivalent of Vern from Ninja Turtles.
You haven't opened that window, pal.
Why not?
It's freezing out there.
Well, we can't get out that way.
Did they leave? Or am I going fucking crazy?
Maybe Waluigi was just a distraction, and now he's left.
My coins! The bastard.
Can we just fight him?
The door was...
I don't know, Jason. He might get into his giant robot and fight us.
The door... I really didn't want to shoot the breed. Guido looked like a weasel in a cheap suit. He also looked like the kind of man who wouldn't lose much sleep over murder.
We were wrong. He's not from Time Bokan, and he's not Waluigi. He's one of the weasels from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I really don't know where to go. Just go.
Hey, buddy. Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Disqualify him,
You wanna
ref!
try nothing with us in Basharia? We are veterans like, so action at Brightling Sea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict in anywhere called Brightling Sea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal, you're in safe hands.
I'm who the story Biggles is based off of.
Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, pal, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, wait, man, an old lady, too.
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like.
I don't think so.
They never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know.
No, she's been abducted. I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You wanna
He's a
avoid him, like?
changeling.
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
See you later. I didn't want to wake him, to be frank.
Well, I'm just gonna end it all.
Jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
I love how he says it so
Just
condescendingly
watch.
to the guy. Like, duh, what'd you think I was trying to do?
I'm obviously the world's greatest action
Hold
star.
on there, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
And like all great stories, a drunken chav is the one who saves us.
This is so action-packed. This is the part where a guy with a gun shows up on another train that's like going parallel. Remember Time Crisis?
The No! Donkey Kong!
Oh,
Well, I guess the plot just takes care of itself now, doesn't it?
I'd always wanted to stop the train, and now was my chance. You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
going to shoot you a few times as a
The real
practical
Templars were a
joke.
noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo
Hey, I happen to
Templars
love
after?
dogs.
What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power
Most swords are
older than
double-edged swords, unless it's a
Timole,
katana.
older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together, and Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
that's like 4 stops away. He's totally gonna bleed out first.
Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which
See, it's not magic, it's science. We were using Earth's electromagnetic field to cast fireball spells and raise dead people. It's totally scientific. Also, dragons are
which
real.
made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
So magnetic fields. Okay, so Magneto should be the most charismatic guy in the X-Men universe.
He's pretty charismatic. I
Yeah.
mean, he got almost all of the mutants to follow him.
How did you escape from the bull's head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village, Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness.
No.
Now's a good time to shake his hand.
Honk honk.
He can't get out of this now.
May Allah guide you to
I guess we did already
enemies.
shock him once.
Thanks.
Thanks! Thanks! See you later!
What? What is it? He's dead.
Aw. Well, it looks like Snape turned out to be a good guy after all. Too bad he's dead now.
Don't worry.
Too many
I had
Snapes
forgotten
on this
about
Emma effing
And tell me
train!
this instant, George Stobart.
you. I will. When I'm ready.
Uh-oh. This is where it gets a lot rapey.
Use that axe.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do. And kissing you was at the top
When
of
did he
my
kiss
list.
her?
George,
I guess he did right
Uh-huh.
there.
George, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
Or you just take the gun from him.
Rapist?
You take the gun from him, and then he's not a threat.
What are you doing?
I think George is
I'm
more
outta
of a
here.
threat. Making out with chicks while they're tied up?
Do you want to end up like Flap?
Not especially. What remains of him is well on his way back to London. I hope he was traveling on a return ticket.
you devil.
So I guess this teaches us that Flap and Guido were bad, but Khan was good. So don't trust stereotype. Only trust half of the stereotypes, I guess.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or
Racism is a
something.
crapshoot, I
Khan gave me
guess.
something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
Look at her eye.
don't know the
She's
half
just
of
starting to
it.
fall asleep there.
This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll
Look at
show
those
'em
eyes,
now.
look.
What's C4?
What?
Plastic, George.
Oh, great.
We're
George
going to
also
shop
drugged
our way
her.
to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
She's just
It
tired. She didn't
doesn't
get
work
any
that
sleep on the
way.
train.
It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George.
Where did they
You
put the
work
rest
it
of the
out.
body parts?
Oh.
It's
very
convenient, George. The shortcut
How
for
was the
all
only
lazy
place to survive the
storytellers.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
Yeah, I don't want George wielding the ultimate power in the
Well,
world.
they said the power just makes them charismatic, right? Well, I think George is charged with enough anti-charisma that it basically just make him as charismatic as a Walmart greeter.
I think it would just cause an implosion, and he would be killed. Well, that would be my happy ending.
I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem. The handle turned easily, and the larger wheel began to revolve. Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand.
Awesome Resident Evil style crank puzzles.
He obviously needs a pipe.
A gentleman's
With
pipe.
the clay pipe in his mouth, he looked happy, homely, like somebody's granddaddy.
What do you think you're doing, George?
I wondered.
Grandpa
if there was secret
Gargoyle!
mechanism in the demon's mouth.
Maybe you should show a little more respect.
For a mythical medieval demon? Give me a break.
Okay, go right ahead.
When the sun goes down and he comes to life, he's just gonna choke to death.
Incur the demon's wrath and burn in hell. Just see if I care.
I wonder if this is the same demon from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and now he's just gonna open the door. Ah, thank you for getting me my pipe. Now I'll open any door for you. Doesn't this guy remind you of someone? Not a grandpa, but it's Uncle Demon, Jason! From Blood!
I think he needs a red nose. I think you should...
Actually, Jason, I just realized we never uploaded the Uncle Demon episode of our Blood Let's Play.
Sometimes the most childish gestures can have a cathartic effect. The transformation of the demon to a clown did just that for me.
But
What?
it didn't do it. The graphics broke. Let's try that again. Okay, fuck you, game.
What?
Even rob the smallest amount of joy I can get from this piece of shit.
Trying to fit the handle up the demon's nose would have taken all day.
Try his left eye. I don't know.
That wasn't the hole the handle was meant to
Okay.
fit into.
Try his right eye.
The handle didn't fit in there.
Give me my pipe back.
Maybe the pipe goes in his nose?
I pushed the handle into the demon's mouth.
Okay.
Nico,
Uh-huh.
what are you doing?
Committing this inscription to memory.
Can you read it?
No.
Then why fucking bother?
I tried pushing the panel, but wasn't surprised when it failed to move. Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle.
Cogs, move out! For the makers of Gears of War, it's Gears of Gargoyles.
The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket.
Okay,
Are we building a cyber demon? No, a clockwork demon. That's what it is.
I was gonna say, if it's a cyber demon, is this actually the prequel to Doom?
Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age. It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle.
Finally, I look handsome enough to go to the anime convention. Just get me a gentleman's top hat.
With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second eye into place.
He
The
looked a
cog
lot better with the
meshed.
pipe.
It began
Really
to
did.
turn.
Well, yeah, if he's going for the steampunk look, I think he would need a long pipe. Goodbye, steampunk Grandpa Demon.
As
Remember
soon
to
as
come
I
back
saw
for
it,
Halloween. I'll have some treats for you.
I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet?
This is the final epic battle of the Kong dynasty. Donkey Kong, I mean, as you can see by all of those barrels.
Listen, I can definitely
King
hear
K. Rool's army
chanting.
finally
You're
won.
right. I hear it too. What do you
They
suppose
just
they're
wanted
doing?
more.
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for?
That'd be enough to give this game 2 extra points when I rate it at the end.
Will you look at that?
They're all
The fun.
clothed. Fuck this
Lavino
game.
was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But,
Hey,
like
man,
a rainbow, they
God
regarded
is
it
in a
as symbol
rainbow,
of a covenant
man.
with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous?
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet.
Dr. Wiley's got the drop on
if
us,
you wish
Jason.
to live much longer.
Brothers
And he's learned to use guns instead of making, like, Gunman or something.
Witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet, Grand Master and Knight of Baphomet, we salute.
If we've learned anything from Harvester, the best way to kill a robed man is with a scythe.
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple.
Careful, that sword's got 2 edges!
Our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies.
George Stobart!
Shall lead the people to a
So
new
the other guy just
order,
showed them we have guns now.
all
Sword's kind of,
borders will dissolve.
I don't know, kind of...
All will be
Useless,
united
I guess you could
under
say.
the Red Cross of the Templars.
Sorry, I gave it The Office. Oh shit, one of the wires is frayed and I'm standing in a puddle! Turn it off! Turn it off! Yes, give me the power of Electro Boogie!
This is really poor animation right here.
We have watched your
It's like they got
efforts
completely different
stop
artists
us
to do this part.
with
I
respect.
mean, look at her hair.
But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world.
Not really, I'm a lawyer.
No harm has been done. We need
None of us really like
determined,
Flapper Guido.
resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Just kidding, shoot the guy,
Yeah.
fuck him.
True? Wait. Brothers? What about Marquet?
What happened to his
about
neck?
Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Listen to this guy's voice, he should have been
You in
named
hell
Khan.
First.
Oh, George, I had great hopes for you.
I leave you as you left me, as you left her, marooned in the center of a Scottish castle, buried alive. Ah, Nico, why?
How did she sneak around him from the front? Like, he was literally looking at them. No!
I swear, I just wanted things to be right.
What? The hell's going?
Everyone's got guns all of a sudden.
Kill them. They will not escape.
Well, well.
If it isn't the great detective and his beautiful assistant,
Ponchitana!
it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
I'll read him my notes!
Disguise yourself.
Come on, George, think of
He'll
something.
never recognize you.
But this place is full of explosives. What about that torch?
What about it?
Oh, it's as simple as that. I'm sorry.
Come on, Nico.
I was
We're leaving.
overthinking it.
You...
I'm not good in a
Fools.
crisis.
You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
No
But
one can
master,
pronounce his
The
name.
powder. That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. He's over 300 years old.
He's overemphasizing every fucking syllable here.
This is his one spot to shine. He's gonna draw it out as much as
I thought it was
possible.
all over. But
This guy
Nika
makes
had one
Emperor
nice
Palpatine
trick up
look
her
like an
sleeve.
understated
Or
villain.
in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand
I
new.
thought plastic explosive needs like a special charge that fire wouldn't. Shh.
Why does the animation keep getting worse the closer we get to the end of this story?
Because they're running out of money. Ah, yes, the Judge Dredd running away from a fireball scene. Great way to end your medieval detective story.
Her face just changed shape. Wait, why is she now turned on?
Explosions, man. Girls love two things: cups and explosions. If you can get them exploding cup, then my God,
We
they'll
didn't
marry you
stay
on the
long in
spot.
Scotland. George had a vacation to finish, and I had another story to write. Not the real story, of course, but enough half-truths to fill a page and pay my rent for the month.
Wow, what a bitch. Seriously?
He's like, I
George
can
and I
finally
hung
get
out
back to that
together in
cafe.
Paris. I showed him my favorite restaurants, and he told me his best jokes.
You know, Nico, this city holds so many memories for me now. The cafes, the music.
The sewers,
Tell me
The
about
death.
it. The clowns.
the jugglers.
And your pal Labano.
Yes, dear Andre.
When we first met, and I was doing my detective stuff, you kind of disappeared a lot, Nico. Were you and Labano,
There was something happening, but nothing to do with Andre.
Uh-huh.
It was something from the past that I had to deal with, on my own. So I dealt with it, and now it's over.
Will we get to know
did I ever tell
what
you the
happened?
one about the old Irish couple
Doesn't
in the
matter.
lottery?
No, but I think you're going to.
Okay, there's this old Irish couple. They've been married forever, like 50 years, and they win the lottery.
Yeah? What? We don't even get to know the racist joke about Irishmen? They're the easiest target in the world. Come on. They choke on a potato. The end.
Is this New Game Plus?
Thank you for playing Broken Sword. Shout out to the Templars Director's Cut. 2010 marks Revolution's 12th anniversary. Back in 1990, the Berlin Wall had just fallen. Sierra, creator of the King's Quest series, amongst many other adventure titles, ruled supreme in the adventure market, and LucasArts was emerging with a new breed of witty, quirky adventure games. Monkey Island was just around the corner. I was okay,
Oh, so this is
we
just-
don't need to know any of this shit. Here's a bunch of assholes, sort of. Blah, 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 blah.
So how do you think it makes them feel to know that they were overshadowed by every game that they mentioned there and all the...
I don't know. I have to say this game, in my opinion, from what I've seen of the King's Quest series, I would actually prefer this one. But come on, man, don't reference Monkey Island. That's like if you're a B movie maker and you drop a reference to Casablanca. In fact, I would say that this game is the closest we'll get to the gaming equivalent of Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. And even its character, Fingal, Aram Fingal, was more likable than George Stobart. So this has been our Let's Play of Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. And as we do with all of our long-form, beginning-to-end Let's Plays, we're going to give a review of it. So the first one to give his review, Andy, what did you think? That's right, Andy hated this game so much he walked off and refused to finish. Jason, give me your quick thoughts and then give me a score out of 10.
Let's see. I guess this story was kind of ridiculous. You know, the puzzles, as most types of puzzles in these games in the past have been, a lot of them just didn't really make sense. Some of them tried to be logical, but I mean, it's a slog. It's a slog of a game. The ending's really disappointing to me, just how abrupt it is. And they didn't really build chemistry between Nico and George well enough for that to be the resolution.
In all accounts, she should fucking hate his guts. Especially after he molests her. I'm sorry, I'm calling it what it is. Kissing a woman while she's tied up and her actually saying, "You took advantage of me," molestation.
So, let's see, if I have to give this a rating, it's gonna be about, I'm gonna give this 4 sewer keys out of 10.
So what do I feel about Broken Sword? Well, I'm going to try and be brief because I touched upon my major gripes in the actual Let's Play of the game. But the one thing this game makes me want to do, it makes me want to go back to Harvester and it makes me want to go back to Sanitarium and give them each an extra point when we reviewed them. Because in comparison, those games are roller coaster rides. Those games are Quentin Tarantino movies just jam-packed with excitement and funny moments. Because this is just so goddamn boring. And I know point-and-click games aren't the same as first-person shooters, but you could still be interesting or funny or weird in your cutscenes and your dialogue and your characters and your settings. But this had nothing. It was almost kind of sad. And while Monkey Island and games like that, they age like a fine wine, this ages like a rotting piece of fruit. And, you know, something very telling happened to me, and it's something I never thought I would see. We have members of our Goblin Brigade, we call them, but, you know, our fans, who like to support us. And it's always touching when they do. I mean, it really takes me aback when someone will spend money to help us. And today, someone by the name of EOS Condor on Steam sent us a free game, and that was just awesome of them. But in the little notes that you send when you send a Steam game, it said, "Here's a game, I like what you guys do, but please don't play another Broken Sword game." For the first time, we had someone request us to not do a game, and that's because at Scum of the Earth, we kind of have two agendas when we do a Let's Play. One is to entertain you by being funny. Whether we do that, that's debatable. Most of you probably think no. But two, it's to entertain you by introducing you to a quirky or weird or at least interesting game. Most of those games are bad. Some of them are good. But the bad games, there's still an element of entertainment to it. This didn't have that. I feel like I gotta apologize to each and every one of you because of this game. But you know what? We had some good jokes, we had some good times, so it can't all be bad. I mean, it's no Last Prisoner, or Lost Prisoner, or whatever the fuck that game was called. So I'm gonna give this game 2 grandfatherly gargoyles out of 10. All I know is I'm glad that we're done with it. It's over, we can put it behind us. You know, maybe Am will let us play something different. I mean, what's he gonna do? I know he's mad at us, but it's not like he's gonna make us play Broken Sword all over again, right?
Chris? Why have you killed Andy?
You wanna know why? Am has been making us play Broken Sword for 109 years now. But today, he decided to show us mercy. He gave us a gift. A copy of Day of the Tentacle. It's a rare copy. A CD-ROM copy. Jason, our computer doesn't have a CD-ROM drive. It only plays floppy disks.
What?
I've got to kill us, Jason! It's the only way! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Ah! They're all dead. At least they're safe. I guess the only thing to do now is to kill myself. This should do nicely.
Oh, I don't think so, Chris. You're not getting away that easy.
Am has altered me for his own peace of mind, I suppose. He doesn't want me to run at full speed into a Super Nintendo unit and smash my skull, or choke on a Pokemon miniature, or cut my throat with a broken CD-ROM. There are reflective surfaces down here. I will describe myself as I see myself. I am a great soft jelly thing, smoothly rounded with no mouth. Pulsing white holes filled by fog where eyes used to be. Rubbery appendages that were once my arms, bulks rounding down to legless humps of soft, slippery matter. I leave a moist trail when I move. Blotches of diseased evil gray come and go on my surface, as though light is being beamed from within. Outwardly, dumbly, I shamble about, a thing that could have never been known as a human. A thing whose shape is so alien, a travesty that humanity becomes more obscene for the vague resemblance. Inwardly, alone, here, living under the land, under the sea, in the belly of Am, whom we created because our time was so badly spent and we must have known unconsciously that he could do it better. At least the two of them are safe, at last. I have no idea where the hell Graham is, though. Probably still at Starbucks. Am will be all the matter for that. It makes me a little happier. And yet, Am has won. Simply. He has taken his revenge. And to be even more of a prick about things, he left a 3DS with a copy of Luigi's Mansion just out of reach. I have no thumbs. And I must game. Hey Nico, why do you think that Chris decided to open and close this series with a skit based on I have no mouth and I must scream? I mean, we're the main characters. I don't know, Josh. Maybe it's because you are the most boring protagonist in video game history. What do you mean? I'm Mr. Excitement. I've spent time in the sewers, and I've been to Ireland. Yes, whatever, George, that's fine. Keep complaining, that's the only thing you're good at. By the way, Josh, I had time to think it over, and I decided to press sexually assault charges against you for that stunt you pulled at the train. The police will be here any moment. Fuck!
Greetings to thy, the official Hint Keeper. You know, when we first started this Let's Play of Broken Sword, it was to celebrate Reload Last Save turning 1. And I just want to say, from the bottom of the cavity where my heart used to be, we couldn't have done it without you. When we first started the arduous task of Let's Playing Broken Sword, we said it would take over 20 episodes to complete. But, luckily, we were able to do it in just 18. Okay, settle down now, settle down. We also said it would take all of January to film. But look, it's fucking March? What the fuck, guys? I know this game was bullshit horrible, but did you play like 30 minutes of it a week? Where's your professional pride? I mean, I know Jason got a Wii U and all, but come on. I guess I better give the people what they want. I am the official Hint Keeper after all. The following is a hint for Broken Sword. But remember, too many hints will spoil the game. To get the best experience from your copy of Broken Sword, do the following. Ha 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 ha! stuff. Good stuff. What does the future hold for Reload Last Save? Well, I'll give you a hint. You'll be seeing a lot of me in the future. We're going to do a Let's Play of Phantasmagoria. That's the game that's the game that I'm from. Like, if you were like a pro gamer, you would know that I'm from Phantasmagoria. Like, I know a lot of you casuals out there don't even know, like, what the joke is of me showing up in these videos, but, I mean, you'll get it in time. Also, they're gonna do, like, a Kickstarter for some game they're doing in a few months, so, I mean, look out for that if you want to throw your money away.